This is Keith Boggs, and this is the inspection debrief for 3811 Gunnison Drive. I've got about 150 items, about 140 are pictures, and several videos. We're going to go through all that stuff right now. First picture you see here is, can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, first picture is just a picture of the front of the house. Nothing necessarily wrong. That's just for the title page of the report. The first thing I did is I went up on the roof, and you saw I went up in the back there.
Right.
And these shingles, they have adhesive there, but they're not sticking.
Okay.
So did they put the roof on in the wintertime?
I think so.
Okay. Sometimes when they do that in the winter, these shingles, they won't adhere. They won't stick together.
Okay.
The state requires we call out something called adhesion. Basically, what that means is how well they're sticking together. Several locations, the shingles, the adhesive's there, but they're not sticking together. Now, we've already gone through one summer. Hopefully, by next summer, they'll bond back up. If it goes another season, they're not bonding together, then they're never going to bond because the adhesive has gotten dust and debris and dirt on it, and it will never stick.
Okay. So I don't have to say anything.
Yeah, we're going to put in. Yeah, we are to the builder. You want to tell me? We want him to go around, and I checked a bunch of different locations. We want him to go around the whole perimeter of the house and look for all, because I don't go every 3 feet. I don't go around the whole thing. I just take random sampling. Generally, if I find it at 3 or 4 or 5 places, it's going to be everywhere else.
Right.
So
Definitely.
So they just going to go around the perimeter and find the sections that have loose shingles and just put some additional adhesive under there.
Okay.
And I'd hopefully do that when it warms up in a couple months. If they do it right now, same thing's going to happen.
Right.
It's too cold. This is just another section, again, not sticking together. You can see the adhesive, but they're not sticking. This is up near the more flatter area there, the lower pitch of the roof. And again, these shingles are not sticking.
Okay.
Right there, right that section right there.
Okay.
And then both sides, they forgot to install the
water runner.
The flashing right there
on
there. That's what protects you from getting rain, wind-driven rains or moisture into the structure. You can see it's present right here. So and then install flashing along that drip side, and then also along that drip side right there.
Two sides.
Both sides, yeah. This is at the roof cover above that area, and again some more shingles. You actually see it lifting up in the back here.
Right.
So this is what can happen when the shingles, if they're not, it's the chain's only as strong as its weakest link thing. You know, this is not bonding, so this can, at this point they're new, so they're very rigid, but as they get older they become more flimsy. And so the wind gets up in here, lifts this shingle up, then it lifts that shingle up, and that lifts that shingle up, and then you get like a domino effect. So that's why you want them to bond, especially at that rake side there, so they don't. Once wind gets up under there and it starts lifting, you know, it's like a sail that's just going to grab that wind, it's going to grab it and lift them up. So they want to go around. This is to avoid blown shingles.
Okay.
And then you can see it's lifting all the way across here. I'm just grabbing with my finger there.
Right.
So they need to go on this section here. They need to go, and they also need to look. You can tell by walking and looking if you know what you're looking for. You can see other shingles that may be loose. So they need to walk up in there and look for shingles, other ones that may be loose on the main cover, not just the rake, not just the starter row. That you can actually see it right there.
Right.
This is your guttering. You can't really sell. This is a downspout right here. You also have one right there, but the water is ponding in the middle here.
Okay.
So it's not getting to either one of these downspouts. At least not getting completely to them. So if that water's ponding there, it's going to cause this guttering to rust over time.
Right.
Also, it's going to cause the granules that would normally get washed down through the guttering out to the yard. It's going to start collecting granules. I don't know if I get a better picture. I don't. But you can see how it's dark right here.
Right.
Those are roof granules that aren't being washed away.
So what they do to fix for that?
They're gonna have to pitch it towards the
downspout.
downspout. These are anytime you drive a nail through the roof cover, because if you look in the attic, all the nails go through the sheet.
Right.
You're supposed to cover up nail heads with sealant, so they forgot to put sealant on these nail heads here.
Okay.
A bunch of locations. This is a vent over here on the back side.
Okay. That's gonna rust and
then eventually it rusts completely through and you get water into the attic. Okay. That's just I took that by mistake. Same thing here.
Okay.
No sealant. There, and there. See how they get sealant on these?
Right.
So you should see a big glob of that there.
Okay.
That's at this one and at those two right there are missing sealant.
Those should be easy fix for them.
Yeah, easy. Just same thing here. Actually, these didn't get painted either. So these are just the heads.
Okay.
Cover them
Should
up.
there be a sealant around these also?
No, they don't have to do that. That's up front of the house. This is two rows of shingles that are loose.
Okay.
And that's on this side here. You can actually see it right there. This is on a ridge cap at the front of the house. This nail head's not covered, so that ridge cap needs to be sealed at both those nail heads.
That's lifting. If you go back there, is that lifting? That
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as it's nailed in place.
Okay.
And I'm sure that if this isn't caulked, the other one's not either. So on that ridge cap there, I needed to caulk those, and that's where that's located right there.
Okay.
Front of the house. That's another picture I took by mistake when I was walking. Here's a little bit, nail heads. Actually, I got a video here. One of my videos are here. This is the video, I think. This is the next one. Yeah. I think this is it right here. Yeah, there it is. So when people are always asking me, when I get off the roof, they want to know the condition of the roof. So this is a new house, so it's not as important here. But I started just I take my camera, I got a video function, and so I just take when I get done, I take a video of the entire roof, so you can kind of see what I see.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and play that video. It's only about 2 minutes long.
Sure.
And that way you'll have it for this recording. You may hear me huffing and puffing and sneezing whenever just walking around trying to. It's a good quality shingle. It should last you a long time, provided we don't have a real bad storm.
Okay. Some stuff with the loose singles.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they need to go around and find it. And once they get there, they can find them and just squirt some sealant underneath it.
Yeah, I almost wanted to get out on the roof last December for the Christmas light. I didn't know.
You gotta be careful. It's I have special shoes that I use and special training I did. And I've done 4,000 roofs.
Yeah, some places are really slow.
Yeah, you make one mistake and. There's some debris too they forgot to remove. You can see some shingles right there lifting.
Yeah.
This is pretty much the end.
Cool.
There we go. This is a corner pop. They just put this is cosmetic. They just put a barge coat there.
Okay.
There's a few things on the back of the house. That's where it's located. And then you do have some cracking inside these mortar joints.
Right.
Right there, and then some of the windows.
Those mortar joints are normal, right?
Yeah.
Anything inside.
Yeah, that's normal. They can, and I really want to do anything about it. You can do something called repointing. I want to do that unless the cracking becomes bad, because if the guy that does the repointing is not really good with matching the color of the mortar, that crack you can really barely see. Now all of a sudden it's a different color, and it's going to stand right out.
Right.
Back of the house not as important on the front of the house, but I go to houses and I see they repointed it and it just looks crappy.
Okay.
So this is upside down. Come on, turn around. There we go. This is moisture that's standing, ponding.
Right.
So this area here, that again we're talking about the swale. So they've got some drainage, but they need to either put some more ground drainage here, or they need to improve that swale to carry that moisture away. If it sits less than 24 hours, you're fine. But if it's sitting over 24 hours, then that's not good. We have the clay soils; they absorb very slowly. So if the swale's done right, there's really no reason for the water to pond, because gravity's going to carry it away.
Yeah.
So this is around some cracking around some windows. This is near your bedroom there.
Okay.
There's some that I'd have them recaulk that.
Recaulk it. Yeah.
So all these windows in the back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty much all of them. This is a drainage area. This is what called negative drainage. So it's going to always sit there, and actually it sits up to here.
Right.
It's kind of like this area right here is ponding.
Yeah.
So they can either swale it back towards the back swale to the drains, or they could put a little box drain here, like you see on the sides, and then take a subsurface drain go underground and connect it to this drainage out here.
Okay.
Very simple to do.
The builder was telling me to just put the sod in there.
Yeah, but you have so little.
That's what I was telling you because there's not much clearance.
You raise it up, and then you all of a sudden you're flooding this area out.
Right.
And we don't want that.
Right.
Either create a swale, and I can put an example in the report what a swale looks like.
Okay.
Basically, they just kind of take out some of the dirt, grate it down. We don't want water ponding. This is probably what's causing some of the movement.
Right.
Even a small, I've seen where just a faucet's just dripping outside cause a crack to appear over time.
Right.
So we want the water to escape from the perimeter of the house. You can just wet up to here. So you just swale it out to here, or put a ground drain in here and connect it to these, which is already present.
Right.
It'll take them an hour to do that.
Right.
This is missing mortar, so that needs to be replaced because there's a vapor barrier behind there. But if they didn't do that vapor barrier right, you could be getting wind-driven rains getting in here, and over time finding its way and that way behind that vapor barrier into your wood sheathing, and then a year down the road or 2 years down the road, you start seeing something inside the house, and it's because water's gotten behind the veneer. So they need to fix that mortar that's missing
on this side. Okay,
back of the house. Yeah. That window. This is the water pressure. It's within range. The range is 40 to 80. You're a little bit above 70, about 73 or something. So that's good water pressure. This is on this side of the house, right behind me. Actually, that's loose. You can jiggle it on the wall. Right. We want that nice and secure. They've got a couple holes here where they can put fasteners. This one right here.
Yeah.
I took a picture of this, because I have to put the location of the meter. There's something else that's missing here. We're going to talk about it when we get to the panel box. I don't think Irving is following that code, though. Okay. We talked about this door should be self-closing. That's the picture from the outside to remind me to talk to you. These are your 2 water heaters. Now these, again, everything's going to be in this recording. These are just for my use, so I know what kind of water heater it is for the report. I have to put that in there. Information for me. Sure. This is a test of the garage door. So we do a pressure reverse test. I put something in front of it to see when it hits it if it reverses. And then I do electronic eye test where they start to close the garage, and I put my foot or something in front of the eye and see if it reverses. So this is a video of that. I'm going to go ahead and play that. This is also short. So that if it went down and stopped, it didn't reverse, then that's a problem. Okay. It should kind of hit it and kind of, within a second or a second and a half, it should reverse. Hit it and then reverse back up.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't fixed it a couple of days.
Yeah, you need it's a little squeaky. You should probably lubricate the wheels and the chain and the tracks. It'll quiet it down a lot.
Right, that's what he was saying. This veneer, the wooden doors are really
they're super heavy. They're super heavy, yeah. Yep, if he ever breaks, you can't even lift that door. Yeah. It's so freaking heavy. I've had them break before, and I can't lift. I'm a pretty strong guy. This is what I'm talking about. This is moisture that was forming on that box, and I don't have a picture, but there was. I actually can kind of see it right here.
Yeah, a little bit
dripping down there. So this is a picture. The reason I took this is they've got 3 grounds in here, so that shows me that the gas system is not bonded.
Okay.
Now that is a fairly new code, and Irving may not be following it, but it's going to be in the report that the house is not bonded.
Okay.
And that's just to protect your house from your gas system from electrical strikes.
Okay.
If there was a gas leak and it got energized by a strike, then you have a problem.
I see.
And that's what I was trying. I can't see the picture, but this is the first look at the panel box. This is just a thermal read, like a benchmark reading. I'm looking at the temperatures, looking at the breakers. These are the arc fault. This is normal. It had one thing I was curious about. It ended up being fine. I took 3 readings. All 3 of the readings looked fine.
Okay.
This is the crack, the first crack that you brought up right there.
Right.
And then you've got cracking inside this mortar joint. That's a pretty decent crack there. But again, I want it, unless it bothers you, I will not have them point it. And if you do, have the guy go in the back of the house and show you his work first.
Okay.
If he looks good, then you feel confident, then repoint it.
Okay, but this is nothing, any structural, any issues, right?
Not
Just
structural,
kind of
no.
normal. Okay.
Unfortunately, you get a separation of the freeze
Yeah,
board.
for me that was the most concern. It's already start getting some, foundation issues or things like
It's
that.
mostly going. It's got a little separation here, but it's mostly going through the mortar joint.
Right.
That one crack kind of goes through the brick, but that could be also from heat. It's not really going through. If this went all the way down through a bunch of bricks and went down to the grade beam, and there was a crack in the grade beam, then we're probably talking about something. But
okay.
Excuse me. That's the area right there we're talking about.
Yep.
It looks like this was actually a parge coat at one time. They matched the color.
Yeah, it looks like it's two different plates in there.
Now that's a parge coat, and it's breaking off. So what they need to do is just get in there and break it off again, and then get like a wire brush and clean off all the debris. They probably put this parge coat on when this was not completely clean, and it's like putting a piece of tape on something dirty.
Right.
It just doesn't stick.
That's why it's coming up.
So they need to just get in there and chip it off and then redo it.
Okay. It's not the part of the foundation.
No.
Okay.
Well, that's just the location of it. This is also some more ponding water here by the condensers.
Right. Yeah, usually it's supposed to be more slope.
Yeah, it should be. I've got a picture that I'll put in the report. It's an illustration of a back to front swale, what it's supposed to look like and how it's supposed to work. And I'll put that illustration in there to show you. These are for me to show the carrier manufacturer labels for me, and then this is just a short video. If it was summertime, I would be looking at the fan going around, listening to the fan, checking differentials and stuff. But this is kind of show the condition of the condensers today. Did the builder register these with carrier?
Yeah, I think so.
You need to find out because
warranty in them.
Well, you get a 5-year right away, but if you call them and tell them, they'll give you a 10-year warranty.
Oh, okay.
So find out if he did it. In fact, don't even trust him. Just call carrier.
Right.
Say I got a brand new house. This is the manufacturer's. You'll have it in this video.
Okay.
And I want to
see if they're registered.
Yeah, and then do it if they didn't do it.
Okay.
Oops. Oh, that's the video again. This is your water meter handhole, and it's full of water. So one of the things I can't do, I can test the sprinkler system, but the subsurface irrigation, there's a indicator on here. You can look to see if it's counting, and I can't see it, so I couldn't check the.
Yeah, we had a problem with that because when they put this thing, the bulb is almost inside the
under the driveway.
Yeah. So they had a problem, and they came out. They break this off, and then they put a new one in there.
Okay.
Now, whenever it rains, at least some deep water is there. But if
a little water is fine, but it should be gone within a day. It should.
My concern was because this thing didn't sit all the way. The soil from the underneath of was pounding on this one.
So. I'm more worried about the fact that it's so close to the driveway.
Right.
You're parking cars here, and maybe you'll have a big truck here.
If there's nothing in there, it's gonna break. Yeah.
So anything on this side of the meter you pay for, anything on that side the city pays for.
Sure.
You can grab it if you need to. Yeah.
Maya. एकछिन म फोन गर्नु मिल्छ एकछिन कुरा गर्नु मिल्दैन है किन के छ इमोट 36198
Okay. This is your actual shutoff, which is inside the house.
Okay. Yeah.
But another reason you want to have access to this is there's another valve here. So if you weren't home and you had a leak, your neighbor saw something leaking, and your neighbor could go over and turn off the water.
Right.
Instead of you coming back, I know a lot of you guys go to India for a month or 2 months, and you come back and you have a $6,000 water bill.
Right.
Which you don't want. But that's in the garage. You know about that probably.
Yeah.
This is.
I'm from Nepal though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know Nepal,
I
right?
assumed, yeah.
Yeah.
I have an English Mastiff. They're originally from Nepal, I believe.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, they're Nepal mountain dogs. I think. Yeah. This is just so I know how many zones. I can put that in the report.
Okay.
This is some of the cracking, one of the cracks that I saw.
Okay.
Is that thunder?
Yep.
Wow. and that's where it's located up there. And so there's quite a bit of structural movement. So I'll make it like a blanket statement,
Right.
and I'll put a list, and I'll put the action that needs to be taken.
Okay.
These are nail pops.
They can fix.
Yeah. So I'll put cracking in this room, nail pops here. Put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll put repair or whatever verbiage on. That way I don't just type out every single thing.
Right.
That's where that's located. This is in the kitchen here. You know about that.
Yep.
Right there. That's the microwave. And now these won't be in the report. They'll be in this video. These are just for me to show you that the microwave did work. And this is some cracking that we talked about when we were in there. Located there. This is showing the microwave working. This is the oven set to 350 and heated to right about 350. Okay. This is the pour location of the gas valve. Yep. It really should be over here or over there. Hopefully he'll move that. It's not hard for him to do. That's some more cracking. That's up here right behind me, actually. Yeah. What was this? I think I was just show there's no.
Yeah, that's I think master bedroom.
Is it a crack?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, right there. Okay.
The crack all the way down there.
Yeah, that's right. It's over here. Yep. And also, what I'll do in the report, I'll talk about the grading and drainage, and I'll state that the grading and drainage can cause structural movement, and I'll refer them to the other section, which talks about the structural movement. So I'm going to say that I believe there's a grading and drainage problem. This is what can happen, and I'm going to point them back to the foundation part and say, so this is what I'm saying is going to happen. This is what's going on. Okay. Even though it's probably not what's causing it.
Right.
It's going to give us something to. This is also loose hair, and then there was cracking, a repair right here.
Okay.
This is also cracking. That's right.
So, those are normal, right? For me, seeing those cracks is kind of frustrates me. Like, I don't know what's going on. Things.
And the better you do with getting that moisture away, the more stable the foundation is going to be. And that's another thing I'll say in the report. To mitigate movement, corrective action would be fixing the grading and drainage. That's in the bathroom there. That valve is loose. Yep. I took this because I wanted to show you the difference on the first floor between one room and then in your closet. So 108 and 8, so 22 degrees difference. Wow. That's loose. We just talked about that. This is a crack at the tile, which you knew about already. Or told me about. This is the water ponding there. Again, this should be pitched. When only water ponding there. That should be pitched to drain. This is 92 degrees. This is about still a good 14, 15 degrees cooler. This is just a reading. This is also showing a big difference. Yeah. 102 and 79.
So same is because of the less air coming out of it, or
it could be that the duct is not completely straight at some point. It's kinked a little bit. This is just to remind me again about the self-closing.
Right.
This is I started to see this little heat up here. I thought maybe it was something because it's just a lighting circuit. You see what I'm talking about right there? Right. You can barely see it. And the last picture, it's faded a little bit. So I wanted to make sure that when I finished with the second floor and I loaded up the panel, that it wasn't getting. You see the wire right there is a little bit, teeny bit hotter. But it looks fine. It's the fourth one down. That's just saying the fourth one down. This is the reading, I think, of the second floor. Yep, this is loose. That needs to be tightened up. Now this is for me. I have to put the insulation depth.
So the insulations are fine, right?
Yeah, they did the minimum though.
Okay.
This is right at the minimum. I think you get one spot that's a little bit higher. This you already knew about.
Yeah.
Separation. Now that you're actually pointing, this is the one framing member you were talking about.
Yep.
And there's actually another one later on. This is your number 2 unit. That's where it's just so I know where that framing member is located. This is your number 1 unit actually. Drain pan does not have a float switch. Now the builder Irving does not require float switches on the drain pan.
Okay.
So I would, we'll put it in the report either way, but if he doesn't do it, it's only like $125 per unit. So for $250, you could protect your house and I would put a condensate switch, not a float switch on the pan, on the primary. Put a primary condensate. So if there's a problem, the moisture never gets to the pan. Because sometimes what happens is this float switch here, it's just leaking into the pan enough to slowly drain and not enough to lift the float to cause the float to go off, and then over to be just constantly wet, and it just eventually rusts completely through. So that's what I'm seeing condensate switch. This is some loose insulation that's leaking, losing energy. This is just for me. The filter is clean. Okay, so this is that first unit, which is the bigger unit, and it was only the differential was 109. This is the video. I'll play that. The burning compartment looks good, and so it's something else other than that. The nice blue flames. That's what you want.
Right.
That looks good.
So something's maybe leaking.
They're gonna have to figure it out. Yeah. The adjustment. It's probably hopefully it's just.
So when I call them, should I just call them and say, hey, there is a use.
Oh, I'll put it in the report.
Okay, put it in the report.
Yeah. So we had a 102 and a 90. That was what that was, not 102, right? What was that? Another number. 109 and come on, 90. So that's 19 degrees. 109 and 90. Yeah, 19 degrees.
Yeah.
That's bad. And that's on the bigger unit.
Right.
The bigger units should be higher, not lower. So this is the next one. This is the next unit. Again, no. Also, there's both of them. They forgot to put insulation on the condensate lines. That's something they need to do. They missed. Okay. This is another frame member. It's cracked here, and this other one's also cracked. So that's two right almost next to each other, supporting that purlin. Okay. So they need to fix both of those. So here we go. This is a 161. This is the smaller unit. Should be the one's performing lower. Right. And a. Well, let me play this video.
Make sure they provide you with invoices showing what they did.
That's blue flame. That's the smaller unit, but we had a 161. And that actually seems a little high to me for that small unit.
Maybe that's the reason it gets hotter.
Maybe, yeah. So 161 and so that's what 50 something degrees. Yeah, that's good. That's much better than the other one.
So the temperature difference was you measured on the
return and supply.
Okay, return.
Each side of the
okay,
unit.
I see.
You can do it. You'll see inspectors doing it in here.
Uh-huh.
It's just not accurate.
Okay.
It's much accurate doing it from there. That's just the filter, the size of the filter, and showing it's clean. This is insulation. Just again for me. This is the third look at the panel box, and it looked fine.
Okay.
Now this is right up here.
Up here, yeah.
This. Did they put that? Did you put that stuff in, or they did in the utility room? That equipment put in there by you or by them?
Which ones? The box.
Yeah.
They put it.
They put it in.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if maybe they forgot to add insulation back. See, with the thermal camera, we're looking at shapes and colors.
Right.
This I'm not worried about. That looks like thermal leakage, but the color is so dark there.
Yeah, because all the wires comes from the small holes there.
I'm wondering if something's traveling down. That's why I'm getting colder. So they can get what's called a moisture meter. It's got little teeny pins on it, like a sewing pin almost. And without even damage, they can go in there and they can poke in there and see if there's any moisture in there. So I'm gonna put them to check that area with a moisture meter.
Okay.
Just to be safe. It may be nothing, but there also could be water.
Right.
Coming down, getting in there.
Right.
This is the dishwasher. This is showing that it does heat. This is cold air leakage, which you felt the camera showed a little bit down here. This is at the second floor.
I think that's over there, yeah.
Yeah.
So
again, weird location for it. Here's a framing member. Here's our framing member. A lot of times you'll see these kind of colors near these joints, but this is sitting right between two framing members. So there's something happening up there. So they need to get up there and just probe up there, up in that area right there. This is a squeaky floor, the second floor. Excuse me. This is the other door. It's actually sideways. Second floor door. Little cold leakage in there. Right down there. This is the crack right up here. The very first thing we talked about. Right there. And that's it.
Okay.
So probably the big thing is the roof and the roof shingles, the roof flashing, and then the furnace. And all the other things are just pretty much cosmetic.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll close that. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, actually, yeah, those were the ones. I thought there was some foundation issues going on.
Yeah,
so,
no, not right now.
Yeah, so just wanted to make